I've been testing out a nice new pair of night vision goggles by Wildguarder, the digital night vision model WG6000. I'm really impressed with the clarity of the videos and the pictures that you get with this system. It's sort of a middle of the road as far as size. I've tested some smaller, cheaper night vision goggles and some bigger, heavier ones. These are high quality goggles, and they're not that heavy and they're not that big. So they're designed kind of ergonomically to make it a lot easier to use. It's got sort of a leatherized coating here where you put your hands. Real nice location of the buttons that operate it, and real simple operation. So these are night vision goggles. You can see that we have here the IR light illuminator. And what's nice about this on more of the more expensive and more high quality goggles, you have an adjustment for the beam angle of your IR light, so that as you zoom in, you can also zoom in on the area of the IR and make the IR even stronger. Then it goes from narrow beam to wide beam. And then over here you have your objective lens. Because the optics on this gather so much light, like many of the higher end night vision goggles, it has a cover on here for day and night. So at night you open it up to let as much light in as possible to get really clear video and pictures. During the daytime you close this cover and it has a little filter on it, and that lets less light in, because otherwise the sensor is so sensitive that it would just be overpowered by all the light. So you use this for the daytime and use it like that for the night. And the objective lens is made out of optical glass. And then it has a real fine, easy to use focus wheel here. And then we've got your controls right here, which are nicely located when you're using it. I'll go over the menu in a little bit. And on the side, you have a slot here for a micro SD card. And I put in a 128 gigabyte SD card and it worked fine. And you really want to put in a larger SD card, because when you shoot videos with this, especially on a tripod, if you're covering a fixed area, like I ran the video on here for hours, and it produces approximately a 4 gigabyte file, and then it starts writing a new file, which runs to about 12 minutes. So it'll run continuous video, pretty much indefinitely, as long as it has power. And then you have a USB-C port here, which is used for charging and also file transfer. And then an AV port here, that you can use it to connect to a TV or any kind of audio-visual device. And it comes with an adapter, audio-visual cable. It comes with a multi-card reader and a USB-C cable. Now, as far as batteries go, it operates on 18650 rechargeable batteries. My only nitpicky item is that they didn't include rechargeable batteries with the night vision goggles. I had some from another pair of goggles that I had, so I put it in here and it works fine. The 18650 is kind of a very standard rechargeable battery, sort of an industry standard. They're easy to get on Amazon. I think you can buy a kit with 2 batteries and a charger for somewhere between $10 and $15. Or you can just get the 2 batteries themselves for around $10 on Amazon or other places. And you can charge the batteries just through the USB-C cable. You don't need a special charger. Now, these batteries have really good long life. You just have to remember that the batteries don't come with it. A lot of them that operate on AA batteries, AA batteries, you'll go broke buying AA batteries. So at least these are rechargeable and they last really a long time. You can actually operate this with a power pack. This is an Anchor USB power pack, and it comes with this little adapter on it here to mount a power pack. So you can mount the power pack here in the tripod. This is a spot for a tripod. And I like to use these on a tripod a lot, especially when I'm watching owls or feeding areas for animals. I'll set them up on a tripod and let them run sometimes for hours, and they will run for hours on one battery charge. So you just put on your USB pack here, and hook it up to the USB-C in, and you can run off the 2 batteries in here and have this as they run it like this, also with the power packs as a backup, or you can use it to charge the batteries. And you can even run it without any batteries in here. I mean, you can run this thing entirely off of a USB power pack. So a lot of options on the power end, and you don't have to worry about running out of power when you're out in the field, because you have rechargeable batteries here and you can carry a power pack with you. Microphone port is here, and it's got a real nice glass viewing screen, and the viewing of it is really nice and clear. I've seen a lot of lower priced night vision goggles that really don't have a great bright viewing screen. When you look through here, first off, it's not super big. works fine whether you have glasses or not. And I really like the viewing screen, and it makes it a lot easier to get really fine focus. Because in my case, I like to take really close-up videos, and I'll show you a lot of examples of the videos I took with this unit. And I wanted to really get a fine focus. Also comes with a neck strap. And I usually don't use the neck strap that often, but what's nice about this is it just has clips. So if you want to use the neck strap, you can just clip them on here and clip them off real easily without going to all the trouble. If you've ever had the kind that you had to like thread it through and all that, it's kind of a hassle. This one, you just clip it on there and clip it off. And then it comes with a nice carrying case for the goggles and all the accessories that go with it. Keep it safe and easy to transport. It's a nice touch, nice case. The other thing about the Wildguarder night vision binoculars is they do come with a green option, which I got the standard black option, but it might be kind of interesting if you look on the website, which I'll provide a link to, that you can get these in a forest green color. And I like the fit and finish of the night vision binoculars, and also the feel of them. They feel kind of like almost like a traditional pair of binoculars. And like all really quality night vision goggles that have glass optics, they're a little heavier toward this end, but the way this is designed, you don't really notice it that much, and they're really easy to use out in the field and pretty easy to hold steady in your hands. You know, obviously if you're going to use maximum magnification, which is 3 power optical and 3 power digital, it becomes increasingly harder to hold them steady when you zoom in. It's just the way it is. You know, they're really easy to use. Here are 2 examples of a hand holding the Wildguarders and zooming into the max while recording video. They're fairly easy to hold steady when you're on the move, and awesome if you're watching a specific area using a tripod. It comes with a fairly straightforward instruction manual, and really most of it's pretty self-explanatory. You power them on with just a long press. Again, you get a nice clear display. And the buttons here are for your zoom up and down button, and your IR level button, which is 1 through 5 levels of IR on battery power and 1 to 7 levels of IR on USB power pack. And you just toggle through that from color, which is normal daytime mode, through the 5 or 7 levels of IR. And that gives you really a long range. Once you get used to it, you combine the IR power with the zoom power, and then as you zoom in, you can zoom in with your IR illuminator to focus the IR light on a smaller, more intense area, so you can get much better clarity at longer ranges with this. And I'll show you some examples that really works cool. The IR beam of the Wildguarder or any IR device can be seen with another IR detector, like my backyard security camera in this case. So here we can see an example of the shape and size of these night vision binoculars IR beam, focused in on where I'm expecting raccoons. The beam can be adjusted from wide to narrow to reach longer distances or get more clarity in zoomed in mode. So you can adjust the IR beam to suit your needs. That is why cheaper night vision binoculars without the Wildguarder's IR beam adjustment can lack clarity, especially when zoomed way in optically at night. And then the other here is your mode screen. It toggles between photos, videos, review of your photo videos, and then the menu. And it has a real simple menu. And then over here is your execute button for executing commands in the menu and also taking pictures and starting the video and making selections. So it's a real simple, easy to use menu, buttons, rubberized, good tactile feedback when you're using it in the dark. And I'll go through the menus here real quick. And here's a look at the menu. When you get your new SD card and load it into the night vision goggles, you want to go ahead and format those. And you can set your power saving levels for how long it goes before it shuts down. Obviously setting the date and time, that's real straightforward using the arrow buttons. Set the time. Set the button beep. I have it set on real low. I don't like it loud. Audio play, I always have that on. You want your audio on there. Anti-flicker, that's pretty straightforward in the US, usually around 60 hertz. The TV standard, that's almost always NTSC. Set your language, and you can adjust the backlight on the screen. And one of the things I really like about the these goggles is you're going to be looking through the screen, and the real nice high resolution clarity of looking through the screen and the display that you get. And you can put the daytime tag on there. And if you need to update the firmware, you do it there. And really, that's kind of nice. It's just a simple menu. It's not a lot of confusing options on there. The video is standard full HD 1920 by 1080, and it runs at 30 frames per second, which I like. So you get nice, smooth video without a lot of jerkiness. Some of the other night vision goggles have lower frame rates, sometimes as low as 20 or 15 frames per second for video, and at night that can be a little jerky. So I like the smooth 30 frame per second, high quality, clear video that you get with these, and I'll show you a lot of examples, because really when it comes to evaluating night vision goggles, the proof is in the results. And as always, I have fun with these goggles, and I show you a lot of the real-time results. And my backyard creatures never disappointed. Of course, we have the owls nesting now, so I had some fun filming the owls while I was testing these out. And then when you go over here, you got your photo mode, your video mode, and then the review pictures mode. And actually, I guess I've got some in there, so let's see. You can review the pictures and videos. Just having a lot of fun with my squirrels and whatnot, and the raccoons at night, and the owls. So, real simple to use. To summarize my experience with the Wildguarder digital night vision model WG6000 night vision binoculars, I really enjoyed them. They have good quality results, especially with the video, which I'm interested in. A very bright, easy to see screen, easy to focus, really good optics. And also, as you zoom in, you have the ability to adjust the width and intensity of your IR levels to make the IR really pop at longer range at night. I don't know about the overall range, but I tested it out to 300 feet from some big longleaf pine trees I have in the back, in the conservation area behind there. And I could see way up into the pine trees in great detail, up to 300 feet away. Now, in my case, that's as far as I'll ever really need them for. But I'm not sure about the overall distance. Comes with a nice case. The battery life is really good. The only downside to the batteries is you're going to have to provide your own batteries. The batteries are not included with the system, but you can pick them up on Amazon or something like that. I'll put a link in the description. I mean, these are standard, industry standard, the 18650 rechargeable batteries. It uses 2 of them. I've used them for years in other optics, and they last a long time. I mean, there's a lot of night vision goggles out there. I mean, the price range of night vision goggles goes all the way down to like under $100 to up to thousands and thousands of dollars for really the high-end ones. And it's at the low and middle end where there's a lot of marginal systems out there where you'll get results and you'll say, that's kind of grainy. The one thing about the Wildguarder WG6000 is the video really is quite nice at night. For example, in my case, I'm mostly interested in birds and animals. So if I have, like I said, I have a nesting owl or a great horned owl nest last year up in the longleaf pines or something like that, you can really focus in on an area and fine tune your various adjustments to come up with some really good results.